Welcome to 2017 Fantasy Football, Blood, Sweat, and Beers. This is the draft recap, and we had a great draft weekend. Well, some of us did, some of us didn't, Justin. And that's okay, because we're going to go over each team's positions here and find out who really did the best.
Yeah!
So we're going to start off with Snook, Josh Snook, and his team. We're going to pick the top three players who I think that's on his draft. Oh boy, his team is pretty rough shape. We might as well skip this one. Just kidding, Josh. You picked at least one good player. His name's Tom Brady. Good fucking choice, Josh. He's going to have a great year this year because he's Tom fucking Brady, and he always has a great year every year. Next, we have Jay Ajayi. That's a fucking homer move, but it was a good one too because he's a big power back who's going to slam it in for a lot of touchdowns, like Hurricane Irma is going to slam in for Florida for a lot of touchdowns. Too soon? Maybe. Also, we have here, you have too many quarterbacks. That's a flaw that I'm going to point out right now. Joe Flacco and Marcus Mariota, half your drafts picking sub-average quarterbacks. Great job there, you fucking idiot. But we do also have Emmanuel Sanders, who I think is a hidden gem on your team. I feel like he's going to have a better year than Demaryius Thomas. Just saying.
Come on!
Next, we have Fear the Beard, our brave Commissioner Angelo. Woo! Here's his fucking team. He has Carson Wentz as a starting quarterback. That's actually a solid choice. Honestly, I think Carson Wentz is a very underrated quarterback in this draft. He has some new weapons in Torrey Smith and Alshon Jeffrey. I am an Eagles fan, so I can tell you from first take, he's going to have an excellent year. All right, fine. Put out the homer alert. That's fine, but he's going to kick some fucking ass this year. So good job, and you made one good choice so far. Let's go next.
Boom!
Okay, next team on the list, Little Red Fournette. That's T's team. Good job, T. You made me chuckle with that name. I think it's rather clever. So, to top off your board, you have Aaron Rodgers. Great choice. Can't go wrong with him. He throws like 75 touchdowns a game each year. Next, you have Leonard Fournette. Great rookie running back. I think he's going to be fantastic. Another very solid choice. You have Jarvis Landry, who could possibly become something else entirely with Jay Cutler there. And finally, to wrap this one up, you have Sam Bradford. So, you lost everything. Next, Mike Williams, the guy who lucked out last year because I forgot to start tight end. Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, your team, MW and the Cahoots, is not going to do very well this year. You have Drew Brees in there, who's an aged quarterback who, let's face it, might not do so well because he's like 45 years old. You do have Le'Veon Bell, though, so good job. Next, you have Michael Thomas, who I think is a very underrated wide receiver, who I feel will do very well this year. And you also have Tyler Lockett. So that really steals away a lot of the upside you have with Le'Veon Bell. Next we have Monty. Disrespect the trophy. Little butthurt, bud. So he has Derek Carr as a starting quarterback. Not bad, but I remember you did pick him a little early for Derek Carr's level. He's like a level 3 to 4. You picked him at like a level 2. Way to fuck that up. You do have Ty Montgomery, who I think is going to do pretty well for the Packers. You also have Dalvin Cook, another solid choice. I think he's going to be a great rookie running back. You have A.J. Green, can't hate on that, and Stephon Diggs. The Vikings might suck this year at quarterback, though, so you might be hurting a little bit there. Outside of that, you got Doug Martin. That's pretty cool, and that's all I really got to say, because Mohamed Sanu is old as fuck, and he's not going to do very good, so you're really hurt on the bench. Next, return of the Camberlers. Finn has a pretty good team this year, not going to lie. Kind of shitting myself looking at it. I kind of feel like he rigged this whole bullshit at his house so he can get these good picks. He has Cam Newton leading off. Can't go wrong there. Lamar Miller, very overrated running back, though. I feel like you got him at a low round, if I remember. So you still did well there. Though he had like 2 games, he has like 600 yards each, and then the rest he has like 5 yards. So have fun with that shit. C.J. Anderson, hit or miss with him. Brandon Marshall, old as fuck, not going to have probably more than 10 yards. Tony Brown, best player in the league, in my opinion. So outside of that, the rest of your team, shit. Jonathan Stewart's not that good. Gables Man Stables next. Maria usually packs a solid punch at the beginning of the year, but falls off flat, just like everything else she does at the later parts of the year. So, Maria picked first Rob Gronkowski. Great job, solid choice. But then her draft completely turns to a liquid pile of shit. She has Russell Wilson, way overrated. If you look at his stats lately, dude averages 15 yards a game in running, and he has 1.2 yards of passing touchdowns per game. That is on par with like fucking Josh McCown. Not a good choice. You also have Carlos Hyde. He hasn't been good in years. You have Tevin Coleman, who's a fucking backup, who does pretty good, but that's your best player pretty much. T.Y. Hilton, who's throwing to him. Also, Devontae Parker, not that good. You have Brian Hoyer, makes sense for you. And Giovanni Bernard, another guy part of a fucking running back ring. And Jamal Williams, who's the only player I see on here with any upside. He might do something in Green Bay if Ty Montgomery goes down. Actually, now that I look at it, your best choice is Dan Bailey. Way to go. You nailed the kicker. Chris, your team's about as average as an ugly girl's nice pair of tits. You understand me? Like, it's kind of good, but not really, because you don't really want to fuck her, but you kind of have to. This whole draft is just nuts for you, man. You have Mike Evans, way to start off strong, but then you also have guys like Ben Roethlisberger and LeGarrette Blount. You think Blunt's going to do that well? I'm an Eagles fan. Trust me, he's not going to get that many carries. And you have Christian McCaffrey, who might do good, or he might be a rookie. Who knows? You also have Jordan Matthews. Didn't do much in Philly. You have Tyrod Taylor, shows what kind of draft prowess you have. And you also have Brashard Perriman. You better hope Ravens actually do something this year. Probably won't. So, Chris, overall, really shitty draft except for Jordy Nelson. You have one good pickup. We have Cap Your Pants, JJ. First of all, your team's named after a guy who's not even in the league. That shows how much you know. Secondly, you have Kirk Cousins. Oh, wait, JJ, you didn't have a very good draft at all, did you, bud? You weren't fucking there for it. You didn't do it at all. We did it for you. So you're lucky. All these players are pretty good, thanks to us. You have Kirk Cousins, who you got at a really fucking cheap value. You also have Melvin Gordon, who's going to do pretty good. That's your first-round pick. You have Jordan Howard, another great running back. Then you have guys like Keenan Allen, Zach Ertz, Golden Tate, some pretty solid contributors all the way around. And then when you actually take control of your team for once, you pick up people like Jamal Charles off the waiver wire because you're fucking stupid. He's a terrible player. He's not going to play this year probably. So overall, JJ, solid draft by us. You're welcome. The only other thing I can really tell you is that your team's going to take a knee just like Cap does every fucking time. Book of Eli. This is some serious shit with Denzel Washington on the starting role. So good job there. He's a solid pick. He's a great actor. Every movie I watch of him is excellent, especially John Q. Now, as far as that goes, other than that, you have Eli Manning, shitty quarterback, makes sense for you. DeMarco Murray's going to have a down year. Derrick Henry's biting at his heels. He's probably going to get more carries, especially if DeMarco goes down for a game or two. You also have Rob Kelly, a guy you got in like the 17th round, even though that's not even a round. He's the fucking guy that you picked up as your second running back. Dez Bryant, okay choice. Julius Thomas hasn't been good since he was in Denver. Joe Mixon, that's a crapshoot. You also have Derrick Henry. At least you have the handcuff. I'm proud of you, guy. You have Nelson Aguilar. Yeah. And then, oh, that's right. I don't see him here, guy. Where'd he go? That was your best pick, Julian Edelman. Oh, guy, you must have dropped him by accident because he's a really good player. You should probably tell Angie you need to pick him back up because it was by accident that you took him off the team. You fucking idiot. You drafted an injured player for the year who was already injured for like 5 weeks before the draft. Fuck. Proud of you, guy. Justin. I don't even know what to say. Friday night Miller Lights. It sounds like you drank way too many Miller Lights for this fucking draft, bud. I'll tell you what. This is going to be the longest one, so buckle up, buckaroo. You're in for a fucking shit show. First of all, LaShawn McCoy with I think you had the 3rd overall pick, or maybe the 4th, if I'm being generous. You reached for a fucking 2nd rounder with your first choice. That's a real telling sign of what's coming next. Because then after that, Justin, you went on to pick up guys such as Matt Ryan, who's good, but you picked him way too early. You also have guys like Michael Crabtree, who you just fucking have a feeling for. And, your 2nd round pick was amazing, Justin. That's actually your best value pick. You grabbed the one and only Darren McFadden, the backup of the suspended Ezekiel Elliott, and that was really good. But oh wait, Justin, that's right. He's only had 87 fucking yards last year. A guy who doesn't play football, had more than 87 yards last year if you look it up at NFL.com. Motherfucker. Oh, and then to kind of hammer everything home with the Jacksonville Jaguars bromance bullshit, you picked up Corey Grant, who's not even a real player. You also have Allen Hurns, who's a subpar wide receiver at best on a shitty fucking team. And you have Day Westbrook. Sounds like he was on fucking Friday After Next with Chris Tucker. That's who you fucking got on your goddamn team. A guy who sits outside of his porch all day, smoking blunts, and getting scared of guys who carry guns. Way to go, Justin.
Sounds awesome.
Way to go. You fucked up. You have the worst team by far. You're going to lose every goddamn game unless Delaney Walker bails you out for one good game that he has per year. And your team sucks. The only thing you got right was Justin Tucker, your kicker, who you drafted 5 rounds too fucking early anyway. So way to go, Justin. Can't wait to shit all down your throat this year. Okay. Baby's got Dak. My opponent for week 1, Katie. Katie, looking over your team, you have Dak Prescott, and you have Odell Beckham Jr. and some other good players. Pretty solid team. Nothing bad to say. Doug's White Johnson, JR's team. Clever name. I love that shit. I laughed a couple times, had to retake this. Now, we have Matthew Stafford starting off. Not such a good player. Pretty sure you got him at like a really low round, so good value there. You have James White, who I think is going to have an excellent year. Pretty much any Patriots player you have is going to do really well. You have David Johnson, probably the best outside of Le'Veon Bell. They're like tier 1 and then tier 1.2. Doug Baldwin is always like a silent killer. He always does really well even though he shouldn't. DeAndre Hopkins can have a really good year if that rookie does well. Tyler Eifert usually has 1 or 2 good games. And then you look down your list and the rest is shitty players who can't really make it anymore, such as Matt Forte. Really, it seems like you picked all these guys in the 14th and 15th round. But you have Steven Hushka, the kicker in Buffalo. He's going to have a lot of work this year because that team blows. So good job.
Well. Who do we have here? I'm E.T. And the guy who's been shit talking us all day, that's Josh. So let's dig into his team. What do you say? His quarterback. Let's start there. It's great, right? Except there's this hurricane coming. And I'm not talking about a metaphorical hurricane. I mean a literal fucking hurricane. Hurricane Irma is coming. And Jameis Winston, his only quarterback on the squad, he's not playing this week. Week 1, no quarterback. So what does this guy have to do? He's got to dig into the free agency like a little fucking mole. And what's he pull out? He pulls out Trevor Siemian. He couldn't even say his fucking name. He has no idea who Trevor Siemian even was.
It's Seaman.
What a football fan. It's not Seaman. I guarantee you. So let's dig a little deeper into this little guy's fucking team here, huh? Let's see. He's got Todd Gurley. Pretty good. Maybe. Last year? Not so much. Year before? Yeah. This year? Who the fuck knows? Because that's how this guy is. He's got Kareem Hunt. I actually think that's a pretty solid pick. And then he's got Amir Abdullah-Oblongata. That can go either way. And then the rest of his team's fucking shit. The rest of his team is goddamn shit. Who else do you have?
Julio Jones is shit, bruh.
Julio Jones is not shit. You could have. I'm not even going to mention him. He's a good one. And then you have Sebastian Janikowski. That's a pretty solid pick. Probably the best pick you have. I'm JK, and Julio Jones is clearly. Tyreek Hill, that's actually a pretty good pick for your bench, but your bench sucks. If any one of your motherfucking starters go down, you're fucked for the year. Like Jameis Winston. Week 1. Not playing because of rain.
Hashtag Hurricanes.
Blood, sweat, and beers, sweat, and beers, sweat, and beers. Yeah. Blood, sweat, and beers, sweat, and beers, sweat, and beers, and beers. Blood, sweat, and beers. Blood, sweat, and beers. Blood, sweat, and beers, sweat, and beers.
Brand.